Hi guys, and welcome to a short review of the restaurants at the excellent Punta Cana resort. A short disclaimer first for those looking for info on the seafood or the Mexican restaurants, both of which are reported to be excellent. We sadly missed those. I guess we'll try to get them on our next visit. But what you're looking at right now is the Magna restaurant for those who are considering staying at the Excellence Club. And let me tell you, just this restaurant alone is probably worth the upgrade. At the Magna restaurant, first of all, you can start your day at a fantastic breakfast. You can choose to stay inside, nice air-conditioned space, usually very quiet, as most people tend to select a nicer, more Caribbean experience, I suppose, by staying on the outside terrace. Regardless which option you choose, the food, the service is absolutely fantastic. So I would rate this the best place for breakfast here. And out of other breakfast places at other Dominican Republic resorts we visited, I would say it's a solid 10 out of 10. Your other breakfast option is, of course, the buffet, which is great and stands out with how spacious it is, and more importantly, how clean it is. We like it. Space is air conditioning, it's kept spotless, food options are great, and I would say as compared to other resorts, solid 9 out of 10. And now we are moving back to Magna restaurant for dinner. And guess what? This restaurant does not disappoint at dinner either. Very courteous, service with a smile, great atmosphere on the outside terrace, very romantic, very picturesque. The food variety could be better. The menu doesn't change, but I'm assuming you will not be dining here every night. So, 3, maybe 4 dinners out of the 8 days we stayed here. I guess you will not end up repeating your food choices. But once again, great atmosphere, efficient service, excellent food, great wine selection, great desserts, and just overall sitting outside. By the way, there are no bugs in this resort. We haven't had any problems with mosquitoes or anything buzzing around. So if you really want the romantic outside dinner, this is most definitely the place for you. So for dinners, I would rate it the best dinner here at the resort. And amongst other all-inclusives in the Caribbean, I would say 9 out of 10. Now, sadly, from the elevated experience at Magna, we take a surprising step down to the Italian restaurant. And honestly, the only thing Italian about this is probably the name. Now we're on vacation, so I hope you can tell we are doing our best to keep the vibe light and fun. My wife, of course, humming along to an Italian tune playing in the background. She lived in Italy for several years, so as you can tell, we are ready for a nice Italian evening. But within minutes, things took a turn for the worse. The food was simply, how should I put it, bad. In fact, we both had to send our dishes back. But we were still determined to enjoy our evening. We patiently waiting what seemed like eternity for our second choices. And after the long wait and those arrived, unfortunately, they were not much better than the original selections. So this turned out to be our most disappointing meal here compared to other resorts, Italian restaurants we visited. I would say it's 6 out of 10. And now we arrive at the grill, which is the resort's steakhouse, which to our pleasant surprise turned out to be really good.
Buenas noches. Excelente, of course.
Let's be honest, we don't normally expect top-tier steaks at an all-inclusive resort, but this one exceeded our expectations.
Do you have any food allergies? No.
From the warm greeting to being seated, placing our order, the service was absolutely outstanding, friendly, courteous, and what's very important, incredibly efficient. The wine selection was excellent, the steaks were cooked perfectly to our specifications, and the food presentation was spot on. While the ambience doesn't quite match the traditional feel of a classic steakhouse, it was still a pretty nice setting and the desserts were absolutely delicious. All things considered, the grill ranks as the third best dinner experience of our stay and earns a solid 8 out of 10 compared to other steakhouse options at the Dominican Republic resorts. Alright guys, let's now head to what it's widely considered to be the best restaurant here, which is French Chez Isabelle, which I believe translates into at the home of Isabel. With all the hype that surrounds this place, our expectations were very high. And I'm happy to say it did not disappoint. The food was absolutely delicious. The service was top-notch. That said, there were a few elements missing from the quintessential French dining experience we were hoping for. For example, a cheese cart was notably absent. But hey, I'm not gonna be too picky. Overall, Chez Isabelle was a great choice and an excellent dining experience. For us, it ranks as the second best restaurant at the resort, and I would say it earns a solid 9 out of 10 as compared to other French restaurants at similar all-inclusive resorts in the Dominican Republic. And now guys, it's time for some local flavor. Once a week, this resort hosts a Dominican night filled with food, dancing, and a non-stop fun that goes on till about midnight, if I'm not mistaken. Now, as you can see, the amount of effort that they put into this event is absolutely incredible. They work all day. We've been observing them just hard at work to turn this entire central courtyard into like a vibrant fiesta market that's complete with palm trees that are decorated in the colors of the Dominican Republic. Most of the staff dresses in traditional clothing, and if you're into local cuisine, I tell you, this is your absolute paradise. Every type of Dominican dish you could imagine is on offer, and let me tell you, all of it is absolutely delicious. The presentation, stunning. The creativity and detail makes this truly a one-of-a-kind experience. Now, my wife and I had such a blast that after a couple of Mama Juanas, we were even bold enough or tipsy enough to dance a local bachata. Now, we're not quite as brave right now, so no worries, we will not show you that footage. Just take our word for it, or better yet, join us if our paths ever cross. Until then, wishing you all the best and happy travels! And by the way, if you find this video helpful or enjoyable in any way, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Thank you.